Okay, update update time, guys and gals. Um, so I filmed a bunch of crap and lost a bunch of footage. And so, as you can see, I've done a bunch of work since the introduction video. I've put 2 layers of birch on this back part. Well, the bottom layer is Chinese birch, and then that's the Baltic. But I did get this done. I chiseled off and ground down all the old factory sound deadener off the back section here. Um, and I bonded it down, screwed it down. I made sure to avoid the area where the fuel tank is, which is right in this area. So there's no screws in that area that go through the floor, but all around it is screwed very well, and it's got PLX there, and then this layer is screwed down to that layer, so it'll still hold real strong. And one day I'll end up pulling the fuel tank down and putting screws like from the bottom of the vehicle up into the wood, and then doing like an undercoating to the bottom of the vehicle. So since the introduction, I've installed those 2 layers, and I've started to reroute the factory wiring harness because I didn't want it running through the vehicle and have to create like channels or passageways in the box or under the box or around the box for my factory electrical wiring, because the factory wire ran from that kick panel across here and it cut over underneath the passenger seat here, and it came all the way back up to this kick panel here at the internal fuse block, BCM there, and it also branched off from there and went straight back and went up and over and around for all the lights and shit back there. So what I did was try and get on this ground without getting stung by another caterpillar. Those things are vicious. Got stung by one the other day. It was really bad. So right now I don't have this tied up. I'm gonna come back under here and I'm gonna modify this tow package to accommodate for the wire harness to go through here. So I don't have it buttoned up yet. So that's where the wire harness comes through, and it kind of goes through that hole there. It comes up through here, and I just got it kind of hanging there until I finish splicing it in. I had to extend the harness for the rear here. You see, there's the pieces here and here that go into the lift gate. So I'm just going to extend these wires back down to tie them in with these. The same thing. See these wires, some of these wires from this harness here, these wires connect to here, and that goes way up inside the dash, and I didn't want to pull the dash yet, so I cut those and I'm going to be splicing them back in too. I'm going to be soldering them. So I got that. Let's see if I can get under again without getting stung by a caterpillar, and show you guys under here. There we go. So that's where the harness goes up through the floor. I've got some rubber lined steel straps that are attaching the harness to the bottom of the vehicle all the way down until it pops over the frame. I'm going to end up making see where the wire harness goes around the frame rail. I'm going to make a little skid plate type thing that bolts onto the bottom of the frame rail and covers that up, just in case I do scrape the bottom of the vehicle going into a steep parking lot or something. I don't have to worry about my wire harness getting damaged. But that piece of the frame right there sits way lower than the harness anyway, so I doubt it would happen. But it'll just give me peace of mind. So that's how the harness is attached to the floor all the way around, is with them straps. It's I've put it in loom because it didn't have loom on it when it was running through the body on the interior. So I put it in loom and I completely wrapped it in self-sealing electrical friction tape, harness tape. Real sticky stuff, but it seals it up and it's going to make it not waterproof, but it'll help protect it from the elements. So that's where we're at right now. I have these 2x4s right here. I'm about to these pieces are pieces I cut to go here, because this is going to be the start of this wall right here, is with these 2x4s. And so I got them cut and I'm starting to attach them together here with pocket holes and stuff. So I'm going to attach all the 2x4s together, build the wall basically, and then put it in here. And just I'm going to see, I tore that foam out because it expanded too much and the air pockets in the foam got too big. So it wasn't dense enough, and so when I did that, you hear that? It was doing that with the foam in it. So I knew it wasn't doing any good. Over here, listen. See? There's foam in there, and it's nice and hard and dense. And it's doing its job, but here it wasn't. So I went ahead and ripped out the stuff that was soft and expanded too much. I didn't rip that stuff out because it's really hard, and it was really hard to get out. And so if it's really hard to get out, it must be dense enough to be, do the job. So I ripped out everything that was soft, everything that I could get out without having to chisel it out with a chisel. And I'm going to refill that with foam, and then I'm going to attach the wall to the side of the vehicle. And after the wall is attached, the foam will expand up against the wall and stop expanding, and it won't not do its job, I guess. Lost my words for a second. It's okay. You guys know what I mean. So that's where we're at on it. That's the quick update. We got some wood on the floor. After I start the walls and I get at least a layer or so on both sides, then I'll put another layer of wood in the floorboards, and that layer is going to come up and it's going to cap these two layers right here. And after that layer's on, I'm going to be putting a third layer here, and it's going to come up and it's going to cap that layer that I put here. And that's going to help make this seam stronger by overlapping and capping the ends of it. Because I could have just put all 3 layers here and then put all 3 layers here and just cap the top of these, but it wouldn't have been as strong. There's more surface area in the joint. So basically when you step your joints like that, there ends up being more glue attached to more surface area in the joint. I don't know if it makes sense, but I can kind of explain it right here with a pencil and a piece of paper. So let's just say we're putting together a corner, right? And we just do this and this and this and this and that and that, right? So in this joint, let's just say these are 3/4 inch thick pieces of wood in this joint, right? So you've got 3/4 that's 1.5 inches, and then another 3/4 that's 2.25 inches of surface area for the glue to adhere to in this joint. Now let's just say we did it like this. I'm going to put the phone down for a second, and well, maybe I can do it without putting the phone down. You guys might not get the best view though. So if I do this and I cap the first one, right, and then the second one I bring all the way here like this, and then the third one is like that, and then the fourth one is like this, and the fifth one or sixth one like that. So anyway, so now you've got the same amount of layers of wood as you have here, right? You got 3 layers here and 3 layers here, right? But If you go here, you've got 3/4 of an inch right here. You got 3/4 of an inch here. That's 1.5 inches. You got 3/4 of an inch here. You got 3/4 of an inch here. That's another 1.5 inches. That's 3 inches. And then you got another 3/4 of an inch here. So that's 3 3/4 of an inch of surface area in this joint. 3 3/4 of an inch of area for that glue to adhere to and to grab onto in this joint. Whereas this one only has 2 1/4 inches. So you see, by having more surface area in the joint and having your board stepped like this in the joint, you're creating more bonding surface, and you're guaranteeing a better hold, which results in a better, stronger corner. Plus, the actual overlapping of the boards makes the corner stronger too. If you don't even consider the fact that the glue joint is better this way, you still have to consider the fact that the joint, and because let's just say there was force applied to this wall in this direction, right? This wall could cave in. If this glue joint fails and the screws don't hold, or whatever is holding it don't hold, there's nothing to hold this wall from falling in, right? But if there's a force applied to this wall in this direction, it's not gonna, even if the glue fails, this joint is gonna hold where this one wouldn't because of the overlap design. So you guys, when you're building your enclosures, this translates into any sort of construction. If you're building a small little enclosure for your daily driver vehicle, or a big wall, or a house, or a cabinet or something like that, anything that has multiple layers in a corner joint, this is the better way to do it. It's stronger. So just a pro tip for you guys, when you're building. Just a little, that's the way I do it. And you know what? It may be overkill. You may not need a joint that strong. But if I can do it and it's not going to cost extra money, I'm going to do it. So that's where we're at. I'm about to put some wood glue between these and pocket screw them together and attach those together, build this wall. And then I'm going to attach the wall to here with the foam behind it, and some PLX between the 2x4s and the steel. So that's the update for today, guys. Y'all have a great one.